13 News at 5 begins with breaking news out of Hendricks County.
It's in Hendricks County on the west side where there's been a deadly shooting that involves a Hendricks County deputy. This happened at the courthouse in Danville. And we just learned that the man that was killed was the great-grandfather of 2 young children that were killed in a Plainfield crash. That was a fiery crash we've been following steadily ever since February. Our Emily Longnecker rushed to the scene when she first learned of the shooting about 4 hours ago.
And she joins us live tonight. Emily, can you fill us in?
Yeah, Ann and Felicia, well, that shooting happened just after 1 here outside the Hendricks County Courthouse in Danville. Now, as you mentioned, we just confirmed that the man here that was outside the courthouse that was shot by sheriff's deputies is related to those 2 little children that were killed in that fiery crash in February in Plainfield. We have spoken with the mother of those 2 children, and she confirmed to 13 News that the man here outside this courthouse that was killed today was her grandfather, in other words, the great-grandfather of those 2 children. Now, court documents show the suspect in that crash from February was at one point set to be here in court today. We don't know at this point if he was one of the suspects being led out of that sheriff's deputy's van of inmates that were supposed to be here in court. But here is what we know from police, that sheriff's deputies had arrived here with the jail van to the Hendricks County Courthouse. They were getting out of the van, leading inmates into the courthouse when a man outside the courthouse pointed a gun in their direction, and sheriff's deputies fired at that man, killing him here outside the courthouse. Now, when we have received updates from Indiana State Police, they did not have a name for that man yet. They could not tell us a few hours ago why he was here, who he was pointing the gun at, the deputies or the inmates, and 2 hours ago they did not have a motive. Take a listen to what they told us.
And hopefully we'll get to a point where we have the motive to find out exactly why that man was here and what was happening, but right now we don't have that.
But again, we just spoke to the mother of those 2 little children, a 3-year-old and 2-month-old killed in February in that crash in Plainfield, and she confirms to 13 News that the man killed here outside with the gun was her grandfather, the great-grandfather of these 2 little children. Again, Indiana State Police, who are conducting this investigation, they have not confirmed that to 13 News, but the mother of those children did confirm that to us. Now, State Police tell us this is not going to be a quick investigation. They are going to be looking at the video from cameras in the area, trying to determine how all of this went down. You can see here that the police tape is still up. We talked to some people who were outside the courthouse this afternoon. None of them wanted to go on camera, but they told us they heard several gunshots when this all happened. Keep in mind, this is Danville. This is a small town. This is not the kind of thing that really happens here, let alone in the middle of the day on a Monday afternoon. But again, State Police confirming to us that one man killed here outside the Hendricks County Courthouse, the mother of those 2 children killed in that crash in February, confirming to us that that man was the great-grandfather of these 2 children. Ann, back to you.
So much loss and tragedy for that family, for our community. Emily Longnecker, thanks. As you learn more, we'll come back to you live on the west side in Danville. Thank you.
I just wish I could take it back.
An Indianapolis man scheduled for execution in 2 weeks today answered to the parole board while asking for clemency. Benjamin Ritchie shot and killed Beech Grove police officer Bill Toney almost 25 years ago.
Our Rich Nye has been covering this case closely for years now, while reporting in depth on the death penalty in the state of Indiana. So Rich was at that hearing today, and we were very interested because we haven't been able to hear from him directly through this matter. Today was an opportunity. What else did he have to say today?
Well, we heard apologies, we heard remorse, and this is off from a man who says he is haunted knowing he killed a police officer. Today could be the last time the public ever hears from Benjamin Ritchie.
Benjamin Ritchie?
The 5-person parole board interviewed Benjamin Ritchie for an hour at the Indiana State Prison in Michigan City.
I'm just not that kid I was 25 years ago. That kid was lost. He needed guidance. And I have guidance now.
On September 29, 2000, the 19-year-old Richie ran from a stolen van in a Beech Grove neighborhood. Officer Bill Toney pursued him. Richie turned back and shot Toney 5 times, killing the 31-year-old husband and father of 2 girls. Toney's wife, mother, sister, and daughter were among the people at the clemency hearing.
I ruined my life and other people's lives, and I'm so sorry for that night. If I could go back and just shake that kid, because he wouldn't have listened to nobody, and tell him, you're about to really screw things up here, man. You're about to go somewhere you can't fix. You can't take back what you did.
Richie received the death penalty sentence in 2002. He sat on death row while the state halted executions for 15 years. Now he is scheduled to die by lethal injection May 20th. He's asking instead to spend the rest of his life in prison doing something positive.
William Toney's life could best be served me helping other guys not reoffend. It's horrible that he lost his life. There's not a day goes by I wish I couldn't take it back. Me helping other screw-ups not reoffend, not come back to Indiana's prisons. I think his life could best be served that way.
So the parole board has another clemency hearing scheduled next Monday. That's when that is right here in Indianapolis. That's for public comment, and the board will hear testimony in favor of clemency in the morning, then for execution going forward in the afternoon. And the parole board will make its recommendation to Governor Braun, and he makes the ultimate decision on clemency.
Okay, a big decision it is. Thank you, Rich, reporting. And tonight, the Hamilton County prosecutor is trying to move the teen driver accused of killing a former Hamilton Southeastern High School football star to adult court. Mason Alexander died in a crash in Fishers back on March 1st. Just last week, the teen driving the car when it crashed was arrested. The driver, who has turned 18 since the crash, is now in the juvenile detention center. Well, the prosecutor filed a delinquency petition in the case, accusing the suspect of reckless homicide, reckless driving, and false government identification. The hearing to waive him to adult court is on Thursday.
Tonight, 911 calls detailed in court documents reveal a pretty chaotic situation surrounding the weekend death of a woman on the west side.
Police say the suspect is heard in the background of a call saying, quote, "I blew her brains out." Officers found 42-year-old Sapana Harris Williams shot and killed inside a car at an apartment complex near West 10th Street and Girls School Road. Court documents state one of the woman's family members told police her husband received an odd message on Saturday afternoon, leading her to believe something bad had happened.
In those same documents, police say the family member told them that she believes the suspect killed Harris Williams and then was driving around trying to find someplace to dispose of her body. Another witness told police the suspect, who they believe was drunk, drove up in his car and said, quote, "It's a body in the car," before saying that he shot Harris Williams for putting her hands on him. So the suspect now is under arrest in this case.
We've had several days with off and on rain and the same weather system bringing showers to the northeastern sections of our area right now. Some pockets of steadier rain between Muncie and Newcastle, Alexandria to Tipton, Kokomo as well. Can't rule out a little bit of lightning associated with a few of these cells. The rest of central Indiana under mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures are in the upper 50s and low 60s. These numbers about 10 cooler than where we should be. A stray shower possible this evening. Evening numbers in the 50s.
Thanks, Angela.
Rush hour traffic is starting to pick up, and this is a live look at the I-465-69 interchange.
That, of course, is on the northeast side, the route to Hamilton County, Fishers, Noblesville, and beyond. And starting today in this area, drivers who are speeding are going to get traffic violations. They're moving past the warnings in that area. Anna Chalker joins us live with how drivers are getting caught. Anna.
Well, ladies, the eyes on the road for this whole enforcement period is a white truck. It'll sit on the side of I-465 like what's behind me here with a huge camera picking up your license plate. It'll snap a photo of it. So it'll catch you if you're going 11 miles per hour or more than the posted speed limit in this area. So here on the I-465-69 interchange, it's 45. So that means if you're going 56 or more. So when you enter this interchange, there are also signs all around the area that will warn you of the cameras being activated. So what happens when you receive a violation in the mail? So the first one, it is a warning. The second, you'll have to pay $75. The third, or if you even get more, they will be $150. So the goal for NDOT with those is that these become warnings and they kind of stop people from speeding, especially in these high construction areas where there's a chance for crews to get injured through this. So this camera has been on all day long. We saw it a little more north, closer to Keystone Avenue earlier today. It'll move somewhere else tomorrow, and we'll be keeping an eye on that and how many violations could be given out today and throughout the rest of this first week of it.
All right, a good reminder there. I know many people have gotten warnings, and now that enforcement period is officially underway. Anna, thank you so much. Of course, we do want the workers that are in those work zones to stay safe, and that happens when you slow down.